Well, joining us this morning is Todd Youngblood. His company is Cookman Foods, and he is the heart and soul of the Cookman Food Show, which airs at 6:30 Friday mornings right here on KASA Fox. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You're my new best friend because there's nothing, in my opinion, better than the smell of bacon cooking in the kitchen in the morning, and you have had that going all morning long.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with bacon. Everybody seems to love it. It's the people's meat. Everybody just enjoys it. It's a good way to make friends, too.
And you make it good because it's nice and crispy.
I know.
So how did you start cooking?
Well, I really started in the kitchen with my mom. Growing up, she made everything from scratch. So we didn't have a lot of stuff out of the box. Everything was from scratch, even macaroni and cheese. So
really?
Growing up with her, cooking in the kitchen, and then went on to the military and ended up being a cook in the Navy. So,
that is an amazing experience. You were telling me a little bit about it, and I'd love you to share some of the stories you were telling me.
Yeah, I was on a nuclear cruiser, and it was based out of Bremerton, Washington, and ended up cooking for the officers quite a bit, and cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 50 guys, and we cooked all over the world in the Middle East. We were in the Persian Gulf for quite a while, and it was an incredible experience just to get to go and travel around, cook in all those places, but also go eat in all those places.
Yes.
So much amazing food. We got to go all over Hong Kong and Taiwan and Japan, and just every place we went just had different cuisine and different culture, and to watch those guys cook was amazing.
You can't get better experience than that. You can't buy that kind of education.
You cannot.
Absolutely not. And I want you to tell also our viewers, before we get to the cooking, a little bit about Cookman Foods. What is man food? What is it?
Well, it's more of a lifestyle. It's more of a choice. So many of us these days, we get so busy in life, we forget to cook and eat good food.
We do.
And it's such an important part of our lives. We all eat 3 meals a day or more,
or should at least.
we should. But we've all settled for this fast food stuff, just something out of the box, something quick, throw in the microwave. And really, when you get back down to the basics of it, you got great New Mexico raised beef right here. It's just all organic, grass-fed beef. You got fresh pork that's raised locally. You got all the fresh chilies in New Mexico, which are incredible. You guys are so lucky to live here.
It's true. I've learned that. And you were saying earlier, it's the resources that we do have to pull from here in New Mexico are really incredible.
This is an incredible agricultural state. Got a lot of great growers here. You got a lot of great ranchers, and they're just doing a fantastic job.
And we don't want to take that for granted because it is really something special. And today you are making something that I think will be a great hit at a lot of Super Bowl parties this weekend. So tell us a little bit about it.
Super Bowl is this weekend, and you got to have food there.
Yes.
So we're going to make a 3-meat queso dip. And this is the perfect example of man food because it really started off with, the recipe was Velveeta cheese and some chilies and some tomatoes, right? Right. So, but then I made it my own.
Okay.
And that's the other part of man food is making stuff your own. We got, I started adding some beef, and then when that was tasting pretty good, so I got some black beans and some pork, and then throwing in all the rest of these vegetables and spices until I just created a dip that was just uniquely my own, completely what I like to eat. It's got the right amount of heat, and it's just fantastic. And
it also makes the women happy when the man does the cooking too, I have to say. It's kind of a nice little perk. So let's see what we've been doing so far, because while we've been talking, you've been in here getting everything prepped. So let's tell our viewers some of the ingredients we're using and how you created your special queso.
So I always start a lot of my meals with bacon.
Okay, yes.
Bacon's a big part of our cooking at Cookman Food. And we got the bacon cooked up, and we left a little bit of the grease in the pan just because it adds a nice little bit of flavor. We're going to go ahead and just brown off our meat.
Okay. And you said pork and ground beef.
So it's a half a pound of pork, half a pound of ground beef.
Perfect.
We're going to get that browning up here.
Oh my gosh, Todd, the smell is so... It's insane. I say it all the time, and it starts to sound crazy, but honestly, you can't... The sense of smell is so vast. It's just incredible to me to smell. Between the onions, between the bacon, between the beef, it's amazing.
If you think back in your life, you have so many memories around food.
True.
And I mean, it's almost everything you did. If you went out in the backyard and played, your dad was out there barbecuing, or you go in the kitchen for the holidays and the turkey's coming out of the oven. It's
exactly.
Every experience in our life is going to have some kind of food in it, and so why skimp? You might as well eat really well.
In fact, it's funny because this morning, it's a snow morning, a lot of people home, and I wouldn't be surprised if your mom or your dad is downstairs making some bacon while you're enjoying the morning off if you're normally on the road or at school or at work. So that's what the smell this morning reminded me of, or days off when it would snow and my mom would be making bacon downstairs. So it definitely evokes a lot. And I think you set a good example, too, because you said you started by cooking with your mom in the kitchen, and I think that goes to show that, you know, it is a manly thing to do, to cook with your mom in the kitchen, and I think it's a great example for young boys out there, too. So that's how you really build the good man.
Exactly.
So, okay, so now we're grounding our beef. We have it ground. We have it sautéing, right?
We're browning our meat.
Browning it. I got to get the right lingo.
We're going to add in our vegetables.
Okay.
We got green peppers here.
Okay.
Bell peppers.
Yeah.
We got red peppers. We got jalapenos. Now, you live in the Southwest, so I left the seeds and the stems in because that's where a lot of the heat is.
Yes.
But if you got some friends, maybe from the East Coast, they don't like the heat, you can take those seeds and stems out. Reduces the heat quite a bit.
Okay, but it does clear your sinuses, so it's a good thing.
We got onions.
Okay.
We got some garlic here. And the recipe's on your website.
Yes, KASA.com.
It's on our website, cookmanfood.com.
Great, perfect.
And you can make this your own. If you don't like the amount of chili powder or the spices we're using, you can put in a little less. Go ahead.
Can I do it?
So we got chili powder, a little bit of cumin, and a little bit of paprika.
Ah, a little cumin, that's what that was.
If you wanted to add even more heat, you could add some cayenne in there. You could go with serrano chilies rather than jalapeno chilies. You could just make this whatever you want.
Well, the heat is really, I'm smelling it now, actually. The heat from the red chili.
Yeah.
And the jalapenos. Oh, it looks so good. And how long would you say you need to be cooking this up?
This is going to take you about 6 minutes at medium-high temperature to brown up, and you want to get the vegetables a little bit soft before you start adding the rest of this stuff.
Okay.
But we show you a lot of tips and tricks about cooking wherever you're at. With our show that we have on KASA, we're always going and doing different things. This last show was...
That's cool.
It was filmed in Creed, Colorado, and at Pagosa Springs at Wolf Creek. And in Creed, we were cooking at a pond hockey tournament. So we were making food. Yeah, 80 hockey players. We're sitting out there. It's 3 degrees, and we're cooking breakfast. We're cooking bacon. We're cooking eggs.
Oh my gosh! How fun! They must have loved you.
They loved us. They did. They'd get done with their games, and they'd run over and see if there's any more bacon ready. And we couldn't cook bacon fast enough for those guys. It was pretty fun.
That's awesome. Well, now, of course, through the magic of television, since we only have a minute, we do have an already finished product over here, because before we go, I really want to taste this.
Sure.
But of course, all you need to do, and you can just tell everybody real quickly, beyond what we've seen.
To finish this off, we're just going to add our bacon, our cheese, you got our tomatoes and chilies that just pour in there.
Easy breezy.
And you got your black beans to add.
Perfect. You mix it up, and this is what it looks like. Let's get a shot of this, Jeff. Can you get a shot of the finished? Oh.
So you got a nice, cheesy, spicy
delicious,
dip, and it's going to be fantastic.
Todd Youngblood, we appreciate you being here, and I'm about to make myself a very happy person. Can I do it?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's hot.
Yeah. It's got some spice to it, too.
Oh, yeah. High five on that one, my friend. That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
And of course, as we mentioned, for today's recipe, all you need to do is log on to KASA.com, and we will provide you with a link, or you can log on to cookmanfood.com as well. We will be back after the break. I'm going back to the food.